Okay, the next item in our pack I have is a light wool blanket. I don't carry a heavy wool blanket with this kit because I actually carry a sleeping bag. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this gives me just another piece of outerwear. If I need to use it with a blanket pin, I can also use this to increase the temperature rating of my sleeping bag on the inside or the outside, and just nice warm throw over the top of your shoulders when you're sitting around the campfire at night and it gets kind of chilly. Okay, I have one Softy Elite sleeping bag in here. These are also going to be for sale on our website in the next few days. This particular bag goes down to a comfort level of about 30 degrees. We also sell an Elite 2 sleeping bag, which goes down to about 14 degrees. If you add a wool blanket to this, it's a very lightweight sleeping bag. It takes up very little room in your pack. If you add a wool blanket to that, you can drop that down another 10, 15, 20 degrees very easily. This combination of pack and light wool blanket, or I'm sorry, sleeping bag and light wool blanket would probably take me down to freezing or below with no problem once I'm inside, especially inside the Kafuru design tent. But even if I was only under a Versa shelter, I'd feel pretty comfortable, because I'm going to also carry in this kit a multi-mat sleeping mat, which this will keep you off the ground and keep you from touching the dead cold ground. And once you get this sleeping bag around you and this wool blanket, man, you're going to be set down to zero anyway without a problem. And this stuff doesn't weigh very much, takes up a little bit of room in your pack, but it's well worth the pack if you're going to be out in the woods for several days. Okay, inside this pack there's a separate sleeve on the inside of this pack, and it probably made for a hydration bladder. It does have a opening here so that you can put your hydration cord out the side of your hydration hose out the side of it. I don't carry a hydration bladder. I think they're a pain. They're hard to keep clean, and they're no good for survival situations. They're okay if you're out running or doing an adventure racing, or if you're out doing some kind of orienteering or something like that, or you're doing PT. They're okay for that. But for a survival situation in my pack, I wouldn't carry one. So what I carry in here is I carry some of my tools. I have a large Wetterlings axe in here. This one happens to be about a 19-inch Wetterlings axe. I have my Bahco Laplander folding saw. I have a large bench stone, coarse and fine. I'm sorry, medium and fine. And then I also have just a small, because it almost weighs nothing, I have a Frostmore Scout knife in here, and like I said, it virtually weighs nothing. So it's real good for having around camp, just as a spare, small, delicate knife for carving meat and things like that. Like I said, it weighs virtually nothing, so it doesn't hurt me any to carry an extra knife with me just because of the weight. Okay, so other than these items right here, what I have is I have a multi-tool on my side, Gerber Diesel, same one I always carry. And then I also have on my belt the Pathfinder utility knife. And so the tools that I'm carrying for the most part are the Pathfinder utility knife, my multi-tool, a 19-inch axe in this case, and a Bahco Laplander saw. Now, if I'm going to carry this much kit, I'm going to be out in the woods for several days, I opt to go with a bigger axe. I have a pretty good size large knife here, and I have a saw. So if I'm going to have to use an axe, it's going to have to be something pretty big, and I'm going to have a good size axe that can take down big trees if I need to. Like I said, the Frostmore Scout knife is just an extra throw-in. It doesn't weigh anything at all, and it's very good for doing things like filleting fish and small game tasks and things like that. The Pathfinder knife's a little bit too beefy for. So I'll carry it because it weighs nothing. Okay guys, this is my 30-piece kit, and if you've watched my other videos on my 10-piece kit, my 20-piece kit, you'll pretty much see that all I've done is added a few items each time, but the staple items always stay the same. My 10-piece kit items are all here, my 20-piece kit items are all here, and basically now I've added 10 more items to this kit for just a little bit more comfort and a little bit longer stay in the woods, and now this is my 30-piece kit. The only thing I would add to this kit beyond this would be into my 40-piece kit, which is a sustaining kit for almost a permanent stay in the woods or a long, month-long stay, something like that. And we'll go over that kit in another video separate from this one. What I thought we'd do today is we shot some video on the 30-piece kit. One of our things in our 30-piece kit was my main fire kit, and this is a fire kit that I only carry if I'm going to go out in the woods for several days. But there's about 5 or 6 different ways to start firing this kit, and I wanted to kind of go over this kit with you today. Okay guys, all this really is just I think it's a North Face camera bag or something I picked up somewhere, and I just liked it because it had a lot of compartments in it, so I picked it up. Now inside this kit there is a zippered compartment here on the side, and what I have in that kit is I have a plastic bag that's sealed with some compressed charred tinder in it. I also have a can for making more charred cloth, which we've demonstrated in other videos. I have my flint, my steel striker, and my antler for knapping my flint to get a good edge on it for striking. I have a spare striker in here. I have a plastic bag with dryer lint, which we've talked about in other videos as well. I have a fire piston that was made for me by a gentleman in Kentucky, made out of cocobolo wood and brass. You've seen me use this in other videos. We may go ahead and shoot a little segment today with it. And that's what's inside the zippered pouch. Now I have another zippered pouch on this side, outside the main compartment. What I keep in that is, I keep 2 wet fire gels in there, or 2 wet fire cubes in there, just to make sure that I've got something for instant fire if I have to have it. I also have a magnifying lens, just came out of a broken pair of binoculars, just so I have another way of starting fire. And then in the main compartment on the inside, I have, number one, I have a Strike Force fire steel. We've talked about that in other videos. It's my preferred fire striker as far as ferrocerium rods go. I have my bow drill kit, everything but the bow drill itself, and I've got cordage to make the bow drill with, or the bow with. This is my kit. It's made out of cottonwood material. I've had some questions about that as well. This is made out of cottonwood. And you have a fireboard, a spindle, and a handhold. And we may start this fire today that we're going to use to cook with the system right there, just to kind of go over that with you. And then I have some grease wood in here, like we saw on our website. You can see it's got some real heavy resins in it. It'll catch fire pretty quick with a cigarette lighter. Now I don't have a cigarette lighter in this kit because I always have one in my pocket because I am a smoker. I always have a cigarette lighter with me, so I do not have one in this kit. But as you can see, if you look at this, I have a magnifying glass, that's 1, a ferrocerium rod, that's 2, a fire piston, that's 3, I have flint and steel, that's 4, and then I also have the bow drill. That's 5 methods of starting fire within this one kit, as well as the wet fire gel or wet fire cubes with my cigarette lighter or ferrocerium rod. So I've really got about 6 ways of starting fire if I have to in an emergency, and this is the kit that I carry in my 30 and 40 piece kits when I'm going to be in the woods for multiple days at a time. Well, I'm Dave Canterbury with Wilderness Outfitters Archery, also home with the Pathfinder School. I appreciate you joining me today for this video, and hope you learned something. I enjoy teaching everybody out there, and I enjoy learning from my viewers. So if you got any suggestions or comments, please give them to me. I appreciate your time, and thank you for watching my videos.